Stoicism is a philosophy that has been around a long time. It has principles that have stood strong for thousands of years, and if you've ever read or listened to guides on personal development, you'll find that many of those principles have been repeated many, many times over. But how well do they translate to parenting? Many new to Stoicism start their journey as a way to run away from negative feelings, usually by trying to have fewer feelings in general. While Stoicism is built on the idea of not being ruled by your emotions, this doesn't mean that you should be a cold and uncaring brick. In this video, we'll walk through how to use the principles of Stoicism to quickly get past the brick phase to be a kick-ass parent and a thriving Stoic. Number 1, focus on what you can control. This is probably the single most important and repeated piece of advice, philosophy, or principle around. It is the foundation of all the other principles we'll talk about in this video, and while it's easy to say, sometimes it's hard to actually follow, and it takes some practice, but here's how you do it. First, you need to be crystal clear on what is within your control. Luckily, the list is really short. You are in control of your thoughts, actions, and responses. That's it. No matter the situation, these are the things you should be focusing on. As a parent, you also need to be clear on what is not in your control, like your child's temperament, the choices they make, or what others think of your parenting style. The reason this matters so much is because when you focus on things outside of your control, you don't give yourself the mental space or power to do something about it. You basically just stew and spiral. When feelings like frustration or anger go unchecked, it may lead to worse actions or reactions. For example, when your kid is being a brat, rather than focusing on or giving mental energy to how frustrating they are being, spend your brain space on how you should respond to their behavior. You are basically switching your brain from, oh my goodness, they are so XYZ, to, what can I do or say right now in response to XYZ? It seems subtle, but it immediately moves you towards forward progress and towards a resolution of some kind. As a bonus, you've burned less of your limited energy being upset. Number 2, practice emotional regulation. This is where many new Stoics believe emotions should all be squashed. This is the wrong way to think about it. Instead, you should remember that emotions are natural, but you should be in control of how you respond to them. There are 2 keys to emotional regulation in general, and especially as a parent. First is being clear on your values as a parent. What kind of parent do you want to be? What is important to you? I'd actually recommend taking the time to really think this through and even write it down. Ideally, it should be a sentence or 2 that emphasizes what you want for your kids and how you'll help them achieve that. Here's mine, for example. I want my children to be confident, independent, considerate, and enthusiastic. To foster that, I will strive to be a parent who is always empathetic, encouraging, and dependable. Next, you need to think about your emotions that you know are most likely to make you stray from those values. Anger, frustration, sadness, embarrassment, and so on. When experiencing these emotions, pause before reacting. Think about what kind of reaction would best align with the values you set for yourself. Also remember that this doesn't just apply to reducing negative emotional reactions. You should also use it to enhance positive reactions as well. For example, if I'm proud of something that my kid has done, or they are exhibiting a behavior I want to see more of, then I need to act and react accordingly with encouragement and positivity. Number 3, embrace challenges as opportunities. Strength is gained through adversity. We all know this. You don't get strong muscles by not challenging them. You don't get a strong mind by not challenging it. Stoics view challenges as opportunities to grow. One idea that I enjoy is the concept of the love of fate, which basically means embrace life's events, including its difficulties, as necessary and valuable. Any difficulty you face as a parent is a chance to grow, and your kids are going to be difficult. You won't always be able to predict how. For you, though, it's just another chance to practice your patience, empathy, and wisdom muscles. Your children are the weights to strengthen your parenting ability. Some examples of embracing challenges as a parent might be when your child throws a tantrum. This is an opportunity to teach emotional regulation and patience by modeling calm behavior and helping them name and process their emotions. Another might be when your teenager resists rules or boundaries. You can use it as a chance to strengthen how you communicate, explain your reasoning, and listen to their perspective. Even something that's not directly related to your relationship with your kid, like losing a job or a big financial setback, offers an opportunity for you to demonstrate that you can grow and adapt, whether that means exploring new career paths or you learning to live more resourcefully. Number 4, lead by example. As a parent, this means demonstrating how you focus on what is in your control, how you regulate your emotions, how you see challenges as opportunities, and how you live by the values that you have set for yourself. Where most parents miss the mark is that also means you need to vocalize it more than you might normally. Some examples might be Maybe something is tempting you to break a healthy habit, like eating junk food or skipping a workout. This is an opportunity to just vocalize that you're going to prioritize your long term goals over a short term temptation. Another example might be that you failed at something, maybe a home improvement project, an arts and crafts project, or a recipe. This is an opportunity to talk through what you might have done wrong, which demonstrates your ability to admit your mistakes. Talk through how you can adjust your approach, which demonstrates adapting and growing, and talk through how to try again with some better methods, which demonstrates not giving up or tenacity. Note, leading by example keeps you mindful of your own behavior and allows you to avoid spending all your time as a parent lecturing, which everyone hates. Number 5, cultivate gratitude and presence. Stoics encourage focusing on the present and appreciating what you have. The big smile when they see you at the door, the first time they learn the consequences of not watching where they're going, the first time they forget the consequences and do it again, the last time they'll ever ask you to pick them up. You get the idea. Appreciate the fleeting moments of parenthood rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. You can't change the past. You can't predict the future. They aren't in your control. You only have what is happening right now. Prioritize spending quality time with your kids without distractions. The last and probably the most critical to seeing success is the idea or principle of reflecting and preparing. It's easy to accept that all the things mentioned in the video are probably positive things to do, but being able to implement them in real life isn't always so easy. I've personally found that taking the time to reflect and prepare is critical to success. But what does that mean exactly? It means spending some mental energy to give yourself the best chance of success when faced with moments that matter. Preparing is deciding how you'll act in future situations, and reflecting is thinking about how you should have acted in real situations that have already happened. What I found to be the most useful in either case is to be specific. What are the words or actions you should have used specifically to demonstrate the values that matter to you? If I were to go back to my values, it would be something like, how would an empathetic, encouraging, and dependable parent behave in this scenario? Being specific is the difference between next time I should do better versus next time he throws a tantrum, I will sit next to him. I will explain to him that crying and screaming will never get him what he wants. I will remind him to use his words, and I will wait patiently for him to stop, but I will not give in. Reflecting and preparing essentially helps you create an internal playbook of dealing with situations. This means less time thinking about what the right thing to do is and more time doing the right things. By integrating these Stoic principles into your parenting styles, you can build resilience, have a positive family environment, and nurture your child with wisdom and love. In the modified words of Marcus Aurelius, what kind of parent will you choose to be today? If you found this video useful or entertaining, subscribe to get your periodic boost of sketchy greatness. Thanks for watching.